Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be here on this Saturday night because in today's video, I am doing a video that I've wanted to do for a very long time, which is a full face of JUVIA'S place. I have been really digging their brand for a long time now, and I have collected a few more of their products over the last couple months. So I am excited to walk you through how I created this look using all of JUVIA'S place products, and I'll give you my thoughts along the way on how they're working, what I loved, and there were a few things that I didn't like. So stay tuned to hear all about the products as I use them, and let's just jump right in. All right guys, so let's get started. I have in front of me a ton of JUVIA'S place products, and I've already primed my skin. So I have my Milk Hydro Grip. I've got my putty eye primer on my cheeks so that it'll fill in those kind of oily parts of my skin and keep it fresh. I've got my eye primer on. I don't think JUVIA'S place makes primers, so I went ahead and did it off camera. I'm gonna start out with products that I already know that I love, which is the JUVIA'S place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation. I love this stuff. It's so unique. It's long lasting. I am shade Maricao in 710 because I am a light pale person, and really a little goes a very long way with this product. It's extremely full coverage. It's really easy to apply, and move all this hair out of the way. It's extremely full coverage. A little goes a long way. It's not as matte as you'd think. I don't find it to be the most matte formula that I've ever used. It is quite matte, but I actually prefer something a little bit more matte, like the Wet n Wild Photo Finish foundation. I feel like that's a little bit more matte. That's probably the most matte foundation that I ever wear. And especially in those summer days, as matte as I can possibly be is what I look for. So you can already tell this stuff goes on like paint. Like, look at the difference between these two sides of my face. So if you look, I've pretty much done one half of my face. And I think right now this foundation is actually, this shade is a little yellow for me. I'm a little bit more red right now, and I'm drinking some tea, which is also causing a flush on my skin. But really full coverage. If you want anything hidden, this is the foundation for you. I feel like on camera, this foundation looks too white. It doesn't look like the right shade. It looks a little yellow. It looks kind of ghostly. In real life, it looks a little bit more natural. It definitely has a skin-like quality to it, but not as much of a skin-like quality as the L'Oreal or the Maybelline mattifying foundations. I really like this one, and I like how long-lasting it is. I think I need a little bit of a pinker tone, but in real life, it definitely doesn't look as ghostly as it does on camera. I don't think that JUVIA'S place has a contour product yet. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Wet n Wild contour stick as my contour of the day, since I am trying to do a full face and a full look. But if JUVIA'S place comes out with something, I'm sure it's gonna be amazing, and they're gonna have a great shade range. Okay, so everything blended super well together. That's my contour done. I actually really like that they didn't have a contour stick because that allowed me to test the foundation with a cream contour, and it seems to have gone pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with it, and it blended really nicely. It didn't move around the foundation, which is always a really good sign. The next product that I am going to use is the JUVIA'S place concealer. And this is in a really fat, really big component. I'm a big fan of this coral color, which is kind of throughout the brand. I am in shade 21. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do the center of my face for now. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna use a brush. That's almost the exact same color as the foundation, honestly. It is blending in super nice though. So we've got good coverage, good highlighting. I think it's a little bit of a similar concealer shade to the foundation, which honestly is kind of my fault. It's not the brand's fault, but so far I'm really liking how it's blending out into the foundation. So I've done the center of my face highlighter with the concealer, but this is the true test of any concealer, is the under eye. Is this going to settle into my under eye? Because we all know I have an extremely wrinkly under eye. I'm just going to use the tiniest bit here. I have very, very crinkly under eyes. I am 31 years old and I already had wrinkly under eyes to begin with, and it's only gotten worse. So the true test of any concealer is whether or not it's going to settle and make them look even worse. And really this is going to be a test for the setting powder as well, because how the setting powder interacts with the concealer is going to tell us a lot. My concealer is on. I haven't set it yet. I'm just gonna look in the mirror, and honestly, it's not looking super great. I feel like it's really settling and not blending super great into the foundation. I don't know that I like this for the under eye. I'm really not liking how that looks, but maybe it'll look better if we set it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm going to use the Juvia's Place I Am Magic setting powder. And this is in shade White Sands. So this is the lightest shade that they make. And I'm concerned it's not light enough for me. We're gonna see. It's very, very yellow. It's a very, very yellow powder. So I'm just gonna pick up a little in the cap with my sponge and I'm going to set the under eye. Ooh, I'm concerned. This is not good. The powder, as I mentioned, is very, very yellow. I don't know if that's coming across on screen. It's very, very yellow. It's honestly not light enough. And this is matched with the Juvia's Place concealer and the foundation. So they made these shades of cream face products, but the powder is not light enough. And it looks like it's oxidizing the concealer. So if I look now, my under eye looks darker than the rest of my skin. It's also really, really settling into those lines. It's already caking up. This is not good. So I didn't really love the concealer. I'm not a fan of the powder specifically for the shade. I don't think that they offer a wide enough shade range, frankly. And I don't like how the products are interacting. So even if it was the right shade, I feel like I would be having a problem because of the way the two products are interacting. So I'm just gonna take the powder and powder my face in the spots that I normally do. And it is a very full coverage powder. It's definitely covering me up, setting me up, and everywhere else it looks okay. It's really only interacting poorly with the concealer under my eye. So maybe just don't bake with this. Maybe that's just kind of what you can walk away with from these products. I just don't think that you can bake with them. Next is a bronzer, and I have the Saharan Volume 2, and inside, which by the way, hello, this color, so pretty. There is a bronzer type shade right here that I'm gonna try to use. It's shade Yara, and I'm a little nervous because you know how much I feel about my butter bronzer and how particular I am, but I'm just gonna go ahead and pick some up on my bronzer brush and I'm going to bronze up the face. That's actually really nice. I actually really like that. That looks really nice. This shade is perfect for bronzer. This is actually a really good shade for me, which I didn't expect. I thought it would be too dark. Oh, I really like that. That's really pretty. That's really nice. I really like that. This is a good bronzer shade for me. But being a good bronzer shade for me, I am curious to how this shade would actually work on deeper skin tones. I am gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut my cheeks a little bit and set the face. So I'm gonna take my little tray of powder again, my sponge. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of powder. That's nice. This is actually really good for that. Texture is much more flowery. You can tell it's really finely milled. It's oxidating like shit under my eyes. It makes me look insane. I don't know if that's coming across on camera. It looked super, super yellow. Somehow still not covering up the purple under my eyes. I do not know what is going on there. I'm going to take this palette and I'm going to use this shade Lena. I love this blush palette. And that is very pigmented. I actually probably could have picked up less, but we're going for more of an 80s vibe today. So I'm just gonna lean into it. I I really like this. This is one of the best products that they make. I think that their blush is incredible. This is a yes from me, but you guys already knew that. So good. Next, I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I'm going to jump off camera really quickly to put those on. Juvia's Place doesn't have a brow product, so I'm going to use my trusty ColourPop eyebrow pencil, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and I have eyebrows now. Look at me go. Please don't comment on how uneven they are. I know, I'm aware. I am very excited about this part of the video because really why I wanted to do a full face of Juvia's Place is because I initially fell in love with their eyeshadows. I think they make incredible eyeshadow. And so I'm really excited to put together a look for you guys today and just show you what this eyeshadow can do. It's pretty incredible. A few videos ago, I actually used one of the Juvia's Place palettes, this one right here. This is the Sweet Pinks. And I used it to create this like mega Barbie look that I loved. I will link it for you here if you wanted to go check that out. So I definitely believe in the power of Juvia's Place eyeshadows. And since I've already done a very bright look, and I've actually done a couple videos with their eyeshadows, I'll link another one right now as well. I'm going to go ahead and do a neutral look today with this palette right here. This is the Taupes from Juvia's Place. And they came out with a bunch of these 6-pan eyeshadow palette that I actually really like. They're super affordable. This one also matched my sweater today, so I was kind of excited and I figured I would create a look with this neutral palette. I'm gonna go ahead and do one eye with this palette. I'm gonna take my Sigma diffused crease brush, and I'm going to go into this shade right here and use it as my transition shade, and I'm just gonna place it all over my crease and the brow bone. Next, I'm going to take this slightly deeper tone right here in the corner, and I'm going to take a fluffy blending brush from Morphe. This is an M456. I'm going to go straight into that color like this. I'm going to go into the crease, back and forth windshield wiper motions. I'm going to go into this shade right here, and this is kind of a cool gray toned, really sparkly shade. Very pigmented. I really like this color. It's so unique, and I'm not usually a gray person, but I feel like these shades are just so cool and they blend so easily. And I'm going to take my M406 brush, just a more detailed blending brush here, and I'm going to go into this matte shade and darken out the outer edges and the crease. Next, I'm going to cut the crease with my Juvia's Place concealer. Let's see how it does with that. And I'm going to use this shade all over that part of the lid that we just cut. Well, I definitely wish that this shade was a little bit more intense on the cut crease, because on the finger it's absolutely gorgeous, but it's just not showing up as intensely as I would have hoped, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm still really enjoying this look. So we're gonna finish out the eye, and I'm just gonna shade underneath, and I'm going to go into this shade right here with a pencil brush and sweep it under my eye. Okay, so the one thing that this palette doesn't have is I don't feel like this has an inner corner. I could use this, but since I used it all over the lid, I do want to use something different. So I am going to go into the Warrior by JUVIA'S, which is another great neutral palette from them. And I'm going to use this center color right here. This is shade Warmed. It's a little bit more gold than I would have liked, but it's okay. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So that is one eye complete. I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and do the other eye. And since Juvia's Place doesn't have eyeliners or mascara, I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera as well. So I will be right back. I am back and my eyes are done. I am really loving how they turned out. I love Juvia's Place eyeshadows. I think that they work so well. I think the only thing that I was kind of disappointed with was the intensity of the glitter, but it ended up turning out really nice, and this is definitely a look I would totally wear to work or to a casual night out. I think it looks really pretty. And with that, I actually only have 2 more products to show you, and one of them is the Juvia's Place highlighter. Oh no, that's not the highlighter. Hello. And one of them is the Juvia's Place loose highlighters in shade Cleo. So this is the lightest shade that they make, and it's a really pretty champagne-y color, and it is loose and it's so glowy. I really like that. It's probably difficult to see under all the lights, but I'm gonna go ahead and take my highlighting brush and just pick up a little bit in the pan. Ooh, that is a highlight. Hot damn. Oh boy. Oh boy. She is blinding. That is for damn show. Okay, we are highlighted. Wow. Yeah, that is glowy and hoey and everything in between. It is really pretty. I really like this just all over my face. I feel like they can see me from 1,000 miles away, which is exactly how I like my highlighter to be. But if you don't like that kind of effect and don't like it to be like in your face, then this might not be for you. So finally, I have the Juvia's Place lipstick, and this is in shade Me, and I am very excited to try this. Okay, I really like this. This is super velvety. It smells like chocolate. It kind of almost feels like velvety and chocolatey. It's really nice, and normally I wouldn't go for a shade like this. It's a little bit more brown than I would typically go for, but I think it looks really nice, especially with this look. And my favorite thing is the shape of the bullet. So if you look at the tip, it's completely different than any other lipstick I've used, and it actually really helps with application of the product. But this is really comfortable. It feels like I'm just wearing air almost, but it's very pigmented. It's matte, but not too matte to the point that it looks drying. It lays really nice. I really like it. It laid on super well, and I didn't even use lip liner. I, first of all, don't really believe in lip liner, but sometimes it can help you to just stay in the lines, and I think that the shape of the bullet really helped me to stay where I wanted to stay and apply the lipstick where I wanted to. Okay guys, well that is it. That is the end of this full face of Juvia's Place video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to run you through some of the products that I used today and just give you my quick thoughts. So at the top of the list is definitely the eyeshadow palettes, and I have several palettes from Juvia's Place, so I can vouch for the quality on a number of their palettes. Really excellent and at a drugstore price. So really recommend the eyeshadow. Love the lipstick. 10 out of 10. Would absolutely wear every single day. And I love the highlighter. Those products are excellent. I also really like the foundation. I do think I'd need a different shade, but I do like it. And what I will say is it's not as matte as I typically prefer, but it still goes on really well. A little goes a really long way. And again, it's at a great price. The no's from me are the concealer and the powder. Just didn't like them. I don't like how they're laying. I do think that the under eyes are starting to look a little bit better after I brushed off a little bit of the powder. It started to look a little bit more normal, but I'm just not liking it. It's super creased. It's super cakey. It just doesn't look good. And for those products to be made to go together and they don't work, that's a bad sign for me. But overall, I think Juvia's Place is an incredible brand. I love so many of their products, and so if you haven't tried them out, I really encourage you to do so. It's also a Black-owned brand, which is not why I tried them, but it is something to consider as you're going to Ulta or the drugstore and you're looking at purchasing your next eyeshadow palette. I really recommend that you stop and check Juvia's Place out. They're incredible. Well, that is it for me today, everybody. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much to my 86 subscribers. I'm so grateful for you guys and just grateful that you spend your time with me. I hope this video was helpful. If you found this video helpful, or if you've tried Juvia's Place before, let me know down in the comments. And if you can, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye. By the way, I am like loving this look today. I am feeling totally like Cheetah from Wonder Woman or something. I mean, I took out my French braids and it was like poof, so big. And I don't know, I'm really liking it. I'm liking it with the leopard print sweater, and